Live from the BDN Studios, it's Bang and Dang.
That's awesome.
If you don't like that, then
You ain't black.
Hey, welcome back to Outlaws, Gunslingers with Peace Officers, Bang and Dang. At your service. That's a whole new era. Well, it's going to be the short era here. We're sticking with motorcycles, but we're on to the Mongols Motorcycle Club. They're also known as the Mongol Brotherhood or the Mongol Nation. And they are, in fact, an international outlaw motorcycle club originally formed in Montebello, California in 1969. It's headquartered in Southern California.
Nice.
Although the Mongols' main presence lies in California, they also have chapters nationwide, 14 states, and internationally in 11 countries. Law enforcement officials estimate approximately 2,000 full-patch members are in the club.
Fantastic.
They are the fifth largest outlaw biker club in the world after the Angels, the Banditos, the Outlaws, and the Pagans. We'll do all those.
Yeah, obviously.
They are designated an organized crime group by the United States Department of Justice, the Australian Federal Police, and the Europol. The Mongols Motorcycle Club formed in Montebello, like I said, December 5th, 1969. The club had 10 founding members, the majority of whom were Vietnam veterans.
Oh, that's nice.
As opposed to the Angels when they were World War II veterans.
Yeah.
First national president of the Mongols, Louis Costello, named the club in honor of Genghis Khan and the Mongol Empire. The Mongols' original sergeant-at-arms, Alfonso Aceves, they call him Big Al. He served 3 tours of duty in Vietnam with the 101st Airborne Division.
Damn.
101st Airborne Division, that was like the most important one, wasn't it?
I think that was a rough one. Fantastic. The club's founders, reportedly a group of Hispanic bikers from East Los Elas,
East L.A.
from East LA homes, who formed the Mongols as an alternative to the Hells Angels, which did not allow non-white members at the time.
And they were
The Mongols
still pretty much don't.
Right. The Mongols, they voted to become an outlaw club in 1974. Membership increased as the club began recruiting inmates, particularly from California Men's Colony. This is in San Luis Obispo. Within 10 years of its foundation, the club established chapters in Los Angeles, the San Gabriel Valley, San Fernando Valley, Long Beach, San Diego, and Bakersfield.
Well, the Mongols, they became involved in a long-term feud with the Hells Angels beginning in 1977.
You had to.
The Angels, they ceded control much of Southern California to the Mongols during the 80s on the condition that the Angels would, in turn, hold rights over Northern California.
Right. They don't think they wanted Southern California anyway.
Right. In 2000, the Mongols had a membership of around 200 with 21 chapters across the United States. By 2019, the club had expanded across the U.S. and into a dozen countries internationally.
Oh,
Wow.
look at these guys. Crossing borders.
Just like the Mongols.
The Mongols insignia depicts a character of a Mongol warrior, reported to be Genghis Khan. He's sporting a top knot, bell bottoms, and sunglasses, and he's also riding a motorcycle.
I would assume, yeah.
This image is trademarked and registered with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Mongols logo, along with additional patches, is worn on members' colors. As just like the Angels, right?
Any motorcycle club in the world.
Right. Other patches worn include those which indicate a member's rank within the club, the location of the chapter, club slogans, and a 1% emblems.
Well, Mongols patches utilize a black and white color scheme. The Mongols black patches, or rockers, are awarded to the club's members in 3 steps. First, the bottom rocker, which indicates the location of the chapter, followed by the club logo, and finally the top rocker, which reads the name of the club and indicating full membership.
Fantastic.
According to law enforcement, a skull and crossbones patch worn by Mongols, they indicate that the member has killed on behalf of the club. So if you've ever seen a Mongol member with a skull and crossbones, stay away from them.
Let's stay away from them anyway. Additionally, a tattoo reading RFFN, which is an acronym of Respect Few, Fear None. It's allegedly only permitted to be worn by a Mongol who has committed an act of violence against a member of the Angels. Ooh.
Oh. Damn. Got a whole ass patch dedicated to beating the hell out of your opponents or your rivals.
Well, it's a tattoo, not a patch.
Oh, right. Could be a patch, too.
Yeah, right. Mongols, they are also known to wear Las Vegas Raiders branded clothing in order to circumvent bans on gang colors, right? Like, hey man, they can't deny us wearing the Raiders. The club's mottos include "Live Mongol, Die Mongol."
Mongol McMichael.
Mongols forever, forever Mongols. And Like we said before, respect few, fear none. Other names for the club include the Mongol Nation and the Mongol Brotherhood, as we said that 5 times already.
Sure do. Their first fight song goes as follows.
Fight, fight. Oh.
We are Mongol Raiders. We're Raiders of the Night. We're dirty sons of bitches. We'd rather fucking fight. Heidi, Heidi. Cray, Stom, Heidi. I don't like saying that word. Who the fuck are we? Shit, fuck, cunt, suck. Mongols M.C.
Whenever you do, when you just read that, all I can picture is a bunch of soccer hooligans singing in a bar. Well, they had a long legal battle with the Department of Justice and ATF over the Mongols MC patch. The Mongols won the rights to get continued use and ownership of their very own patch. Of course.
Why would they?
All right. 2015 racketeering case at L.A. Federal government tried and failed to use civil forfeiture laws to seize all rights to the Mongols emblems and patches in order to forbid members from wearing them. I get it. 16th of September, year 2015. Federal District Judge David Okada dismissed that very case. He was like,
why are they coming after the Mongols like that when they didn't do nothing like that to the Angels?
He's like, don't worry. Donald Trump's coming in, boys. You'll be saved. I don't know.
Well, yeah, a gang full of Mexicans. I'm sure they would like that. January 2019, a California jury had ruled that federal prosecutors could strip the motorcycle club of its brand. Oh. An attempt to do so was rebuffed by the Central District of California Court, concluding that the seizure of the trademark violated the First Amendment right to free expression and the Eighth Amendment protection from excessive punishment.
Obviously.
April 24, 2020, a law came into effect in New Zealand, banning Mongols members from wearing club insignia inside government buildings, including courts, work and income offices, libraries, schools, public hospitals, some sports grounds, and public swimming pools. Damn, can't even go to enjoy a dip in the old water.
Well, it is New Zealand. We've seen what they did during COVID.
Minister of Police Stuart Nash stated, gang insignia is intended to intimidate the public and other gangs. It is designed to claim ownership of physical space and to encourage the recruitment of gang prospects.
Obviously.
We will not allow the Mongols MC to advertise its presence in this way.
Oh, Minister of Public Safety.
Good for you.
Only men are permitted to join the Mongols. In the United States, the club permits Hispanic, Native American, and white males. African Americans are excluded from joining. Australia, members are predominantly of Anglo-Celtic and Middle Eastern descent.
Oh, wow, really?
The Mongols in Germany, they recruit primarily from the Arab and Kurdish communities.
Arab.
Right? Prospective members are required to own a Harley, and they must serve as a probationary period as a prospect, just like the Angels did. Got to be a prospect before you can join the club. You can be a little bitch.
Right. Members are required to pay a monthly fee and attend chapter meetings. The club's bylaws are contained in a 70-page constitution, which also features a list of 10 commandments.
Nice.
The Mongols Constitution forbids drug use and dictates that any member convicted of a serious crime faces immediate expulsion from the club.
Damn.
The Mongols organization is headed by a mother chapter, which is composed of national officers and led by a national president.
Look at these guys. Do they mean that?
Oh, we'll see.
The mother chapter exercises authority over all Mongol chapters and members. It is also responsible for collecting and reviewing applications, collecting fees, resolving disputes within club. The Mongol International headquarters is located in, you guessed it, Southern California. In Southern California, formerly based in Montebello and Commerce, and currently in West Covina. Each club chapter pays financial tribute to the mother chapter and is governed by an officer corps consisting of a president, a vice president, sergeant at arms, and a secretary and treasurer.
According to prosecutors, the dues collected by the mother chapter are used to fund and promote the club and to pay for the legal expenses of members.
Yeah.
The club denies, however, that it covers any member's legal fees. Important ones, probably.
Right.
The Mongols have an estimated membership of between 1,000 and 2,000 internationally, with chapters in 17 countries, which include Australia, Belgium, Brazil, Canada, England, France, Germany, Israel, Italy, Malaysia, Mexico, Netherlands, Norway, Singapore, Sweden, Thailand, and the good old United States. The Mongols, they oversee the Raiders MC, fitting, which is an affiliate support club.
Great. I like that. The Mongols are considered by law enforcement agencies in the United States to be among the big 5 motorcycle gangs. As we said earlier, the Bandinos, the Angels, Outlaws, and the old Pagans. Mongols are the smallest of the five in term of membership. In Australia, the Mongols are included among the Big Six, with adding the Banditos, the Angels, the Comancheros, the Finks, and the Old Rebels.
Okay. Well, members have a long history in the illegal drugs trade.
I bet.
Especially meth. I mean, just
Right.
a biker trait. Money laundering, robbery, extortion, firearms violations, murder, and assault, among other crimes.
Oh, wow.
Current club president David Santillan, he denies that the club as a whole is a criminal enterprise. Okay. And attorneys for the club claim that it has changed its code of conduct to exclude drug abusers and criminals.
Right.
So they're going with the whole, just like the Hells Angels. We're not a criminal organization, although some people in our club commit crime.
I mean, that's what keeps them around today, because all that dude, like, look at our Constitution. Look at our rule book here, bud.
Right. But they're like, hey, look at all these people that violated your rule book that are still patched.
I'm like, just like you, government. Look at all your laws and how many people do you got in jail. 23rd of March, year 2024. San Bernardino County Sheriff's Deputy Christopher Bingham arrested, accused, being an active member of the Mongols.
Damn.
Bingham, firearms expert, former gun shop owner. He was riding with two club members and carrying an unregistered Glock 9mm. Ooh. During his arrest, he wore a T-shirt that read, "Fuck the 81," referring to the Hells Angels Outlaw Motorcycle Club. Also on a shirt were initials SYLM, which stands for Support Your Local Mongols. Bingham also had a ring with a black letter M.
Damn.
You know it wasn't a W. He just had it upside down.
We'll see coming up, as we're going to break down some crimes by other countries right now, including illegal drugs, money laundering, robbery, extortion, murder, and all that good stuff. Start out with Australia.
Uh-oh.
Well, they expanded into Australia in 2013, establishing 3 chapters on the Central Coast. Doesn't make any sense. I guess Central Coast, yeah. New South Wales.
Oh.
Peter Emerton, they call him Chop. He was the founder of the Mongols in Australia and the first national president of the club in the country.
Fantastic.
October 2013, a deal was brokered to patch over the Finks ahead of a proposed ban on the Finks under anti-gang legislation in Queensland.
Okay.
An estimated 9% of the Finks members joined the Mongols. The Mongols patchover of the Finks was the largest ever motorcycle club amalgamation in Australia.
Damn.
And made the club one of the most powerful bike gangs in the country.
Damn right.
With a membership of around about 400 plus chapters in New South Wales, Queensland, Victoria, South Australia, and Western Australia.
Nice.
The club is designated an outlaw motorcycle gang by the Australian Federal Police.
I bet they are. The AFP.
Yeah, the Australian don't mess around with them in the Nordic countries.
Yeah, they're pissed.
Yeah, you notice there was no Mongols in any of those countries.
No. Ain't that crazy? Let's take a look at Queensland. Following the 12th October 2020 assassination of senior Finks bikie Shane Bowden in Pimpama, police visited all the known Mongol members on the Gold Coast, seeking information on Bowden's killing. Bowden, he had patched over to the Mongols from the Finks in 2013. But he was expelled from the club in bad standing for bashing a fellow member. Was he just talking shit about him, or did he actually bash
him? Right.
And he rejoined the Finks shortly before his death. Oh, good for him. He had to, right? He's like, I'm going to die.
Wait. So the Finks still existed after being patched over?
Right.
Some of them didn't want to, and they kept the Finks, probably?
Maybe. That sounds about right, right? The Mongols were reportedly concerned by Bowden's recruitment of new members into the Finks, and the police theorized that he was murdered over a dispute between the clubs.
Well, a turf war then began between the Mongols and the Finks in southeast Queensland. Subsequently, it broke out following Bowden's death. It involved firebombings and bashings. On June 5th, 2021, a barbershop in Windaroo was targeted in an arson attack. Mongols and Finks bikies were then involved in a brawl at the Australia Fair Shopping Centre in Southport, June 7th, 2021. Police discovered documents.
There's gotta be a video of that.
Maybe. Police discovered documents suggesting that chapters of both clubs located between Logan and the Queensland border with New South Wales were acting on attack-on-site orders following the arrest of a Mongols national-level office bearer who was allegedly involved in the Australia Fair brawl. I don't know. Why are these guys even at an Australia Fair in 2021 when these guys were like still locked down and shit?
Right. Crazy.
Right, I guess that's all for Australia.
Take a look at Germany. The Mongols M.C. was founded in Bremen by members of the local crime syndicate run by the Lebanese immigrants in 2010.
That's crazy, dude.
This was the first time that the Muslim clan-based crime syndicate in Germany became active in the field of outlaw motorcycles. Organized crime in Bremen is dominated by the Mir clan, a large family of Lebanese origin with more than 10,000 members who first migrated to Germany beginning in the late 70s. They rose to national notoriety with a number of large-scale criminal activities in 2010.
All right, that's their year, huh? According to Andreas Weber, the state of Bremen's chief of criminal investigation, the new Mongols chapter is only nominally a motorcycle group. Clan members do not have motorcycle licenses and drive around the city in cars.
All right.
Presumably, they're interested in associating themselves with the U.S. Motorcycle Club, primarily to profit from their infrastructure and trade-in channels and drug trafficking. Right.
Most likely.
President of Mongols Bremen, Mustafa B., he accidentally killed himself with his bike as a novice license holder briefly after the chapter's foundation. Oh, wow. This dude got a motorcycle and was like, oh, look at me.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Well, he was presumably succeeded by Abraham M., who is on record with 147 felonies.
Damn.
Ranging from grievous bodily harm to illegal possession of a weapon.
Okay, that's just the state of affairs in Germany. Well, a lot of European countries nowadays. This dude has 147 felonies, and he's still walking around because he's a presumably Muslim.
Most likely. Yeah, that's true. Local daily newspaper Krasnik Rundascha reports that a further German Mongols chapter has become active in Cologne, which is a traditional Angels area.
You don't want to do that, dude.
Oh, we're in trouble. Due to the negative publicity garnered by the Mongols in Germany, the club's European parent chapter expelled the German chapter in 2013.
Because these guys, they were figuring out, like, these fucking Lebanese blokes are not, they just do whatever. They're even driving motorcycles.
Right.
They get paint jobs of motorcycles painted on the side of the car.
Right. The German Mongols chapters refused to accept the expulsion, as they recognize the United States mother chapter as an authority.
Oh, they said, "Q."
2016, the last Mongols chapter in Bremen closed.
Yeah, that worked out well for you, didn't it?
You got to go, bud.
All right, that's Germany. Jeez. Oh, we're going to go to the Netherlands now. October 11, 2014, the Mongols announced the opening of a chapter in Amsterdam. Hey, the Hells Angels did have Amsterdam. Yeah.
Of course.
The club's Dutch faction was sponsored for membership by the Mongols in Germany. Oh, here we go.
Oh, shit.
Members of the club and the Hells Angels took part in a mass brawl in the bar of the Van der Valk Hotel in Rotterdam.
Nice.
Which several shots were fired on the evening of 7th of April 2016.
Son of a bitch.
The Royal Meerschaussee and the Dienst Speciaal Interventies. They attended this. What the fuck? Is it the Popos?
Yeah, it's the Popos.
Royal Military Constabulary and the Special Intervention Service. They attended the scene. 23 bikers were arrested, some of whom were taken into custody at the hotel, while others were apprehended in local parks.
A knife and a firearm seized. One motorcycle gang member suffered a gunshot wound to the leg. The Popo called it a miracle that no hotel staff or guests were injured. That very next day, the police seized guns, ammo, drugs, counterfeit money during searches of 19 locations, resulting in 2 men being charged with prohibited possession of weapons. Another man arrested on suspicion of attempted aggravated assault and public violence in relation to the melee on the 19th of April in 2016.
Man.
So that's the Netherlands. Not too much there.
No, New Zealand, that's probably not going to be too much. They were established there amidst the wave of motorcycle gang members being deported back to the country from Australia.
All right.
It has a membership of approximately 20 in New Zealand.
Well, that's not very many.
In January 2020, they were involved in a turf war with a mongrel mob in the Bay of Plenty, which involved, ironically, there's nothing in that bay, which involved semi-automatic weapons, tit-for-tat shootings, and arson attacks.
Maybe they're mad because the mongrels sound like Mongol.
All right, well, we're just going to say that we got one episode on the Mongols.
We tried.
Because there just wasn't enough of the international stuff, so we're just going to go ahead and do the rest of the American stuff right there. They are one of the largest gangs. Yeah. They have about 70 chapters in 19 U.S. states.
Fantastic.
It's primarily based on the the club in the United States is allied with the Mexican Mafia Serrano Coalition, the Nuestra Familia Norteño Alliance, the Nazi lowriders, the Nazis. Some people say they're Nazis. And the Tijuana Cartel.
Oh.
Rival gangs include the Bandidos, the Hells Angels, the Iron Order, and the Outlaws, and the Vagos.
Ooh, and Vagos.
So we can only be the Mexicans. The only. Yeah. All right. Start off state by state. Arizona. They have 4 chapters there. They founded a chapter in Tucson, May of 1982, which led to a war with an existing chapter of the Dirty Dozen.
Dirty Dozen is a movie on those guys, too.
I believe they patched over the Hells Angels. And that was over control of prostitution rackets in the area.
Oh.
The Mongols aligned themselves with the Outlaws, who had established themselves in Tucson in September 1980 when Outlaws leader Big Jim Nolan, he moved to the city after being paroled in Florida. The Dirty Dozen, in turn, formed an alliance with the Hells Angels.
Sure did.
In November of 1982, several Mongols were found in possession of weapons when stopped by the Popos while they were serving as bodyguards for Nolan's wife.
I mean, so what? They can't serve as bodyguards?
And I guess that's all that's happening in Arizona for the Mongols. Since 1982, they've been on a clean slate, baby, for 40 years.
Fuck yeah, let's see what happened in Cali.
Better be a lot.
Mongols are listed as an outlaw motorcycle gang, of course, by the Attorney General of California.
Okay.
The club has 47 chapters, between 200 and 350 members in the state. The highest concentration in Southern California and San Francisco Bay Area. Approximately 47 motorcycle gangs active in California. Mongols and Angels are the 2 largest.
There's 47 motorcycle gangs in California.
Yeah, it's probably like 4 or 5 members for each. They do cocaine, and they distribute through the Los Angeles area.
And they're supplied by the Tijuana Cartel.
Ooh.
And see, closed borders, baby. Well, let's go back to the early incidents in Old Cali.
Nope.
Members of the Did you say nope?
Glendale, that's in Arizona.
Glendale's in California.
Glendale, California?
Right.
Arizona.
Well, there's Glendale, Arizona, but they were clearly in California. Members of the Glendale Mongols chapter, along with bikers from the San Bernardino chapter of the Hells Angels, the Straight Satans of Venice, and the Glendale Night Riders, they committed a sexual assault on a 15-year-old girl in August of 1972.
Bitch.
Why are these guys all hanging out together?
Right.
April 5th, 1973, Mongols member Furman Benavidez was among 11 gang members convicted in Los Angeles of rape and sex perversion.
Bastards. Hope they got beat to hell by the members.
Doubtful.
Ermelino Garcia, member of the Mongols Visalia chapter, fatally shot twice during a fight with a group of men outside a bowling alley in Delano. This happened on the 15th of August in 1974. One senior Mongols member criticized the Delano police after no arrests were made in Garcia's killing. He said that the club had been warned against retaliation. 200 Mongols members formed a mile-long funeral procession as Garcia was buried in Visalia Cemetery on 19th of August, 1974.
All right. Well, we've already taken a look at this on the Hells Angels episode, but they went to war with the Hells Angels. March 11, 1977, a large group of Mongols were involved in a mass brawl with 9 Angels members at a motorcycle swap meet at the Anaheim Convention Center, during which several Mongol bikers were seriously injured despite outnumbering the Angels. It's like fighting in Afghanistan or something. We take out 2,000 soldiers, they kill 4 of ours or something.
Right.
A number of Mongols were arrested by police afterwards, while the Hells Angels contingent was able to escape. The catalyst for the fight was a dispute between Chester Bud Green, a former member of the Richmond Hells Angels chapter. He was expelled from the club after testifying against another member in a murder trial.
Why is he hanging around a bunch of them?
Then subsequently joined the Mongols.
Oh.
You let a snitch join your club? That's why the Mongols are... Okay.
Oh.
And then it was between him and a member of the Los Angeles Hells Angels whose ex-wife Green was living with at the time.
Oh, no.
Over a woman, dude.
Yeah, son of a bitch. Snitch. Bam, boom,
Snitch.
bam, boom.
Snitch and a betrayer.
Right. Shortly after the brawl in Anaheim, Mongols began wearing the California bottom rocker, which is a patch displayed on bikers' colors.
Yeah. Well, we know.
Right. Prior to this, Mongol bikers had instead worn a patch indicating the city in which the chapter he belonged to was based, and that was it. The purpose of the switch from city patches to a state patch was to prevent law enforcement being able to identify which city Mongols members resided in.
Yeah, I doubt it. They did the clear to antagonize the Hells Angels.
Right. As dominant clubs in the state, the Angels claimed exclusive rights to the California rocker and took offense to the Mongols wearing the patch.
Well, when the Mongols defied the Angels' warnings to cease wearing the patch, the Angels voted unanimously at the club meeting on July 7, 1977, in favor of war. The ensuing biker war would result in the deaths of 5 people and injuries to several others over the following 3 months. The Angels began stockpiling explosives, purchasing throwaway vehicles to be used in attacks, and forming teams of members to search for Mongols. They said, we're going to hunt them all down.
Fantastic. Look at that shit. 29th of July, 1977. Mongols biker Alan Bishop shot and killed. He was riding his motorcycle in Kern County. 5th of September, 1977. Possession of Mongols members were ambushed by a 3-man Angels hit team in a drive-by shooting involving an AR-15. Who cares what they used?
No, an AR-15 style rifle.
Yeah, they had an AR-15 style rifle and a Soviet-made machine gun on Interstate 15, north of Escondido. They returned to San Diego from the club's annual Labor Day motorcycle run at the Kern River. Jeez, man, just had a good day on the motorcycle run along the river. Right. Son of a bitch. Attack killed 2 members of the Mongols San Diego chapter. President Emerson Richard Redbeard Morris and Sergeant-at-Arms Raymond Jingle Smith. And they got the big boys.
Yeah, Morris died at the scene while Smith died at Palomar Medical Center in Escondido.
Damn.
The 2 biker spouses who were riding on the back of their motorcycles were wounded. Morris's wife, Dolores, left paralyzed.
Damn.
As the bodies of Morris and Smith were on display at the Conrad Mortuary in Lemon Grove, September 9, 1977, an unidentified member of the San Diego Hells Angels arrived in a white Rambler and delivered a bouquet of red and white carnations.
Oh. Wow.
That's disrespectful, bro. Mm-hmm. After the Angel left the scene in another vehicle, a car bomb concealed in the Rambler, which was parked in a parking lot adjacent to the mortuary, was detonated.
Son of a bitch. You can't do that.
At a funeral, bros.
Come on. The explosion wounded 3.
For what? Just to wound people?
Right. Mongols member William Big Red Lowry, Mongol member James Skip Canning, and the father of a biker, and destroyed a Cadillac limousine also, which belonged to the mortuary.
Skip.
24th of September, 1977. Los Angeles Hells Angels chapter prospect Thomas Heath. They delivered a flat motorcycle tire that had been rigged with an explosive device by another Angel, which was James Brett Eaton. They sent that tire to the Frame Up Auto Repair Shop owned by the Mongols in the Highland Park neighborhood of L.A.
Well, as you could guess, the bomb exploded when the tire valve was unscrewed.
Son of a bitch.
Jeez, killing Mongols member Henry Jimenez and Raymond Hernandez.
Oh, wow.
Plus, who was the 15-year-old brother of another biker. September 29, 1977, a police informant in the San Diego Hells Angels was given a bomb made from 9 sticks of dynamite by chapter president Thomas James Crunch Renzulli, and he instructed him to place the device on the car of a Mongols member who had attempted to run down a Hells Angels biker.
Oh. Well, instead, that informant, he turned the explosives over to the authorities. 11th of October, 1977, 6 sticks of dynamite were discovered by a mechanic attached to the vehicle of a member of the San Diego Mongols after he took his car to repair. The bomb was believed to have been placed on the 1st of October, 1997. The ATF matched the bomb's components to the device earlier given to the informant by Renzulli.
Damn, whoever placed that bomb and clearly intended it to go off when it started, but the dude drove around for 10 days.
Wow. During the 1980s, Mongols seized control of Southern California from the Angels. January 17, 1982, 5 Mongols attacked San Diego Hells Angels chapter. Sergeant-at-Arms Raymond Fat Ray Piltz at the Horseshoe Tavern, which was a San Diego County bar, obviously, striking Piltz with a table before fatally shooting him. The 5 Mongol members involved in the attack were subsequently indicted on MOIDA charges.
Well, one of the bikers, Donald Wayne Sullings, he became a fugitive before he was apprehended in Newton, Mississippi, May 15, 1982. Mongols member Scott Jr. Erickson, he was ultimately convicted of involuntary manslaughter in Piltz's death and served 4 years in prison. Seeking an end to hostilities, the Mongols and the Hells Angels signed a peace agreement. Under those terms, the Mongols, like we said, granted free reign over Southern California and given permission to wear the California bottom rocker. Although the Angels were allowed to retain their Southern California chapters, which were located in Monterey, Orange County, Riverside, Fresno, Ventura, San Diego, and San Bernardino. Right. Which is crazy because the George Christie, he founded the Ventura chapter, and it's like one of the biggest ones. It's crazy that they would just give him that.
They didn't.
Well, they gave him free reign over Southern California, where that is.
That's fine. I don't think the Angels wanted to mess with the cartel.
Don't think they cared.
Mongols, in turn, were forbidden from expanding into Northern California, which was allocated exclusively to the Angels.
They're like, we get to keep our shit in Southern California, but you motherfuckers ain't coming up here.
The feud between the clubs in Southern California was reactivated.
Which was probably better for the Hells Angels, because Northern California is like wilderness, dude. Right. So they probably had a bunch of meth operations, a bunch of shit up there.
Man, it's fantastic. The feud between the clubs in Southern California was reactivated, however, by a fight at the first annual Easy Riders trade show. This was held in the parking lot of the RMS Queen Mary in Long Beach on 11th of February, 1989. Between 50 and 100 members of the Mongols and Angels were among approximately 3,000 motorcycle enthusiasts attending the event when an argument led to a mass brawl between the rival bikers, which resulted in San Bernardino Hells Angels chapter sergeant at arms Aristio Andres Carbajal, they call him Art. He was stabbed to death in the chest.
Damn. Several others also suffered non-fatal stab wounds. Riot police from the Long Beach Police Department were required at the scene to end the violence. Carbajal's killing went unsolved, although it was allegedly carried out by an associate of the Mongols. Well, I don't think a Hells Angel guy would stab his own guy, so... The second iteration of the Easy Riders trade show was scheduled to be held at the Los Angeles Convention Center February 1990, but was relocated to Malibu due to a Los Angeles intelligence report, which warned that a biker convention at the facility presented a clear and present danger to the public.
So they took it to Malibu. Wow.
They're like, fuck it, all those rich bastards can deal with it.
In 2002, the Mongols had begun establishing a presence in Northern California.
Oh, come on, guys.
In defiance of the peace treaty, under which the northern part of the state was deemed the Angels' territory, which we all know.
Yes.
The Mongols' expansion north caused further tension between the clubs, obviously. And on the 27th of April 2002, between 60 and 70 members of the Mongols and Angels took part in a brawl and a shootout on the casino floor at Haraz Laughlin during 20th annual Laughlin River Run in Laughlin, Nevada, leaving 3 bikers dead.
Those killed were Hells Angels members Jeremy Dean Bell and Robert Emmett Tomelty, who died from gunshot wounds, and Anthony Salvador Barea, who was a Mongo from East LA who was stabbed to death.
Son of a bitch.
On that same night, another Hells Angel, Christian Harvey Tate, was fatally shot in the back while riding his motorcycle on Interstate 40 near Ludlow as he traveled home to Southern California from the River Run. Tate's killing remains a cold case, although investigators surmised that his shooting was connected to the Laughlin incident.
Clearly.
Christopher Brian Ablett, they call him Stoney. He was a member of the Mongols Modesto chapter. He stabbed and shot San Francisco Hells Angels chapter president Mark Guardardo. They call him Papa.
Why?
He stabbed him to death following a struggle outside a bar in the Mission District of San Francisco. September 23rd.
September 3rd.
September 3rd, 2008. Ablett had traveled to San Francisco to visit a friend, armed with a foot-long military knife and a .357 Magnum revolver.
Dude, that military knife. Oh, shit.
He was wearing a Mongols full-patch vest and T-shirt. Upon learning that Ablett was wearing Mongols colors in the bar, Guardardo confronted the rival biker outside.
Oh, no.
Said, what are you doing coming around here, dude?
Son of
Modesto,
a
yeah.
bitch. Wow.
Or San Francisco, that's north.
Ablett then fled the scene on a motorcycle after the killing, which took place less than a mile from the Angels clubhouse in Dogpatch neighborhood.
Nothing happened to him?
18th September 2008, 3 pipe bombs exploded in the driveway of the San Jose home of Robert Rios, the president of the Mongols St. Clara chapter.
Or Santa Clara?
Yeah, Santa Clara. The ATF described the bombing, which caused no injuries but damaged 2 cars, as a possible act of retaliation by the Angels for the death of Guardado.
Well, yeah, after going on the run for his murder, Ablett turned himself in to authorities in Bartlettsville, Oklahoma, October 4th, 2008.
He wants immunity for information that he has.
Yeah, his bond was set at $5 million. He was convicted of murder and aid of racketeering and 3 gun charges February 23rd, 2012 in San Fran.
I guess not.
May 15th, he was sentenced to serve 2 concurrent life sentences and 1 life sentence to run consecutively.
Wow.
That dude ain't getting out.
Never. 8th of November, 2008. Hells Angels member Robert Daniel Thompson shot several times and wounded by Mongols biker Eric Gunner. Eric Gunner London, they call him the mayor. It just happened outside the Shanty Bar in Eureka.
Damn you people.
Right.
Go back to your shanties.
Landon was arrested later that night, along with Dustin Christopher Liebs, Brad Lee Miller, Eric Dean Garcia, after authorities located a dark-colored van which was reportedly seen by witnesses at the scene of the crime. A disassembled semi-automatic handgun was discovered in the van upon a search by investigators.
Yeah, they were all patch-wearing Mongols, while Miller was an alleged club prospect at the time. London pleaded no contest to assault with a firearm and participating in a criminal street gang. Liebs, Garcia both pleaded no contest to participation in a criminal street gang. And Miller pleaded no contest to being an accessory after the fact.
Oh, I bet he did.
January 20th, 2009, London was sentenced to 3 years. Liebs, Garcia had 1, Miller 180
Damn.
days in jail.
Oh, 180 days. That'll work. Around the world in 180 days. Mongols prospect Jose Luis Sanchez. He was injured. Nope. He injured 3 people when he fired 8 to 10 rounds from a semi-automatic pistol into a crowd of people who were leaving the Echo nightclub on Sunset Boulevard, which is probably no longer there today.
Yeah, probably.
This was in the Echo Park neighborhood of L.A. in an attempt to shoot a Hells Angels biker who was at the venue at that time. This happened on the 21st of June, year 2010. None of those wounded were affiliated with any motorcycle gang.
Never are.
Sanchez, he was arrested by the LAPD, the Hollaback Division, on the 14th of July, 2010. They did this after the police obtained a search warrant and arrest warrant for his house.
All right. He pleaded no contest, 2 counts of attempted willful, premeditated, and deliberate murder.
Damn.
And 1 count of assault with a firearm, with each of the offenses committed for the benefit of, at the direction of, or in association with a criminal street gang. Sanchez sentenced 38 years in state prison.
Damn.
He's state property now.
2 Angel members suffered stab wounds during a brawl involving dozens of Mongols and Angel bikers armed with weapons, including shovels, bats, hammers, screwdrivers. This happened on Interstate 15 near Temecula.
Temecula, man.
Temecula on the 22nd of March, 2014. The fight between the clubs is believed to have begun further south on the freeway in San Diego County when 2 Mongols were being pursued on a motorcycle by a larger group of Angels before more Mongol members arrived and ambushed the Angels near Temecula. No arrests were ever made in the incident as the victims refused to cooperate with the investigators.
As they should have.
Right.
Then another incident on Interstate 15, September 20th, 2014. Mongols and Hells Angels exchanged gunfire near Corona. Mongols associate Frankie Varela, he was shot dead, while another man was wounded by gunfire. A 3rd man suffered undisclosed injuries. In another incident, Mongols member Joshua Ryan Herbert, he opened fire with a revolver on a group of 5 Hells Angels bikers as they refueled their motorcycles at a Shell gas station in Riverside, May 21st, 2017. Ended up killing one of them, who was James Duty, and wounding another one.
Wow.
Damn, dude. Dangerous.
This incident followed a series of shootings and attempted moitas between the clubs in Orange County and L.A. over the previous 8 months. Herbert, he was charged with murder and firearm offenses on the 21st of June, 2017, after a month-long investigation by the Riverside Police Department, the FBI, the ATF, the California Department of Justice. He was then convicted of first-degree murder and attempted murder. Additionally, a jury found Herbert guilty of committing the offenses as an active participant in a criminal street gang.
Well, good for him, huh? May 5th, 2018, members of the Angels were attending a motorcycle wash fundraiser outside Zingo's Cafe in Bakersfield when Mongol bikers arrived, prompting a confrontation between the rival clubs. Mongols associate Ricardo Vera, he fired an illegal pump-action pistol grip shotgun into a crowd of people, causing minor wounds to 1 person.
Oh, wow.
He was then killed when he was shot several times by the owner of a legally owned handgun. Look at that. Good guy. Good guy with gun.
Good guy gun. Vera's killer cooperated with the Bakersfield police and was not arrested as the shooting was deemed self-defense.
I don't think he would be.
3 Mongols, Christopher Clay Wilson, Alicio Ray Miranda, and Arturo Desiderio, they were subsequently arrested and charged with conspiracy, gang participation, attempted murder, and assault. Wilson pled no contest.
Why? They didn't do anything.
Right. Wilson pled no contest to an accessory charge in August of 2018. He was sentenced to time served and 3 years probation on 18th of January 2019.
Well, he's home free now.
Yep.
Well, let's take a look at, just like with the Angels, we got some infighting going on between these guys. Mongols member Richard Glenn Matthews convicted of first-degree murder for a shooting in San Bernardino in 1977. Shortly after being paroled, he shot and wounded another biker in a dispute over drug money, leading to his expulsion from the club.
Wow.
In retaliation for his having his membership revoked, Matthews, along with Michael Lee Webb, they built a pipe bomb and planted it outside the residence of James Fat Man Rivera.
Oh, shit.
Who was then president of the Mongo San Diego chapter on May 15th, 1991. Oh no,
shit.
Dude.
Son of a
On the
bitch.
prez.
The very next morning, another man, James Three-Wheel Jim Wilson, was critically injured by the device while collecting aluminum cans in the alley behind Rivera's house. Wilson, who was unaffiliated with Mongols, suffered a broken forearm and a leg, lost his nose, and a pinky finger. He was blinded and deafened in the explosion. He died 7 months later of undisclosed illness that was accelerated by the trauma he had undergone. Yeah, that shit would just it'll start fucking with everything in your body.
Well, if you're already sick, too.
Right.
It's trying to fight off now your wounds that it's already trying to fight off whatever illness you got. Matthews, Webb, and an alleged female accomplice, Sybil Maria Tompkins. They were arrested as suspects in the bombing following an investigation by the ATF and the San Diego County Sheriff's Department. And July 18, 1991, Matthews, Webb charged in 10-count federal indictment.
Ooh-wee.
A sawed-off shotgun, 2 pistols, and ammo were recovered by federal agents during the arrest of them, despite both men being prohibited from possessing those. I mean, okay, who cares? Oh, that's going to stop them. We already know.
1993, federal jury convicted Matthews 6 felony counts, including conspiracy, bombing of property, and aiding and abetting. He was initially sentenced to serve 45 years and 8 months, but the sentence was reduced to 41 years.
Good for you, bud.
Right. On the 14th of October, 1997. After another appeal regarding the clause in the Armed Career Criminal Act, Matthew's sentence was vacated by the United States Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit in 2022. Wow. And on February 3rd, 2023, Roger Benitez, a federal judge for the United States District Court for the Southern District of Columbia,
Or California.
they resentenced him to the time he had already served in prison, approximately 31 years, and ordered his release. Oh, at least he spent 31 years, right?
All right, there was an Operation Ivan concerning the old Mongols in California, which began March 98. ATF agent William Queen infiltrated the San Fernando Valley chapter of the Mongols as part of the Operation Ivan, eventually becoming a full-patch member and rising to the rank of chapter secretary-treasurer.
Fantastic.
Using the undercover alias of Billy St. John.
Nice.
ATF gang expert John Saccone, he acted as Queen's handler during the investigation. November 25th, 1999, a group of Mongols led by Adrian Panhead Gutierrez fatally beat and stabbed a man, Daniel Herrera, who had verbally disparaged the bikers. This happened outside Gina's Bar in Commerce.
Oh, you don't disparage bikers.
Dude, if this dude became a full patch member
Right, he doesn't.
and a secretary-treasurer, this dude had to do some shit.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Gutierrez was subsequently awarded with a skull and crossbones patch, which is allegedly worn only by a Mongol who has killed on behalf of the club.
I thought it was who kills or injures a Hells Angels member. That's what it was.
Yeah,
that's what they said
possible,
earlier.
Right. And tape recorded conversation with Gutierrez on the 21st of December 1999 and January 6, 2000. Queen attempted to coax Gutierrez into confessing to Herrera's murder, but the biker refused to implicate himself, saying instead that he never did nothing. And that he
didn't do nothing.
Right, and that he was with his old lady that night. With my old lady that night. Ask her.
Based on evidence gathered during Queen's 28-month tenure working undercover in the club, the investigation, he became a full patch and a treasurer in 28 months.
Oh.
The investigation culminated May 19, 2000, when 54 Mongols were arrested in search warrants that were served in Wilmington, Temple City, Monterey, Park, Rosemead, Alhambra, La Puente, Porterville, Frazier Park, and San Diego.
Fantastic.
While most of those arrested were charged with narcotics or firearms violations, 3 bikers, Adrian Gutierrez, David Herrera, and David Rivera, were charged with moida.
Oh.
Who's the other Herrera then?
Daniel.
Would have been his brother?
Maybe.
Cousin?
Right. In addition to the raids in Southern Cal, search warrants were also executed at Mongols clubhouses in Georgia and Oklahoma.
Oh.
Approximately 300 ATF agents and 375 LA County Sheriff's Department deputies were involved in the operation. Over 70 illegal firearms, 17 stolen motorcycles, 2 kilograms of cocaine, $27,000 in cash were seized during the raids. All but one of the, just 27,000, that's it. All of one of the accused were later convicted of crimes, including drug trafficking, motorcycle theft, and conspiracy to commit murder.
Damn. Jeremy McDonald, a member of the San Fernando Valley chapter, pleaded guilty to buying and selling stolen motorcycle parts, altering VIN numbers, and VIN numbers, it's like saying ATM machine.
Right.
2 counts of interstate transportation of stolen motorcycles, and cooperated in the investigation in exchange for leniency.
Okay.
He testified under a grant of use immunity that he gave Adrian Gutierrez a buck knife shortly before the altercation, which resulted in the death of Daniel Herrera, and that he witnessed Gutierrez and other Mongols attack Herrera, who died from a stab wound to the torso and blunt force trauma. December 19, 2000, Gutierrez was convicted second-degree murder. He was also acquitted of using a dangerous or deadly weapon for the benefit of a criminal street gang, but he clearly did, though. Unless they say he did it on his own behalf, because whatever. He was sentenced to 18 years to life. 18 in life and counting. It's 18 in life, you know.
Let's take a look at the war against the Mexican Mafia.
Oh, la M.
These guys got some balls. Prior to
they're all Mexican, a lot of them.
Prior to the presidency of Ruben Cavazos, they call him Doc, the Mongols were allied with the Mexican Mafia on the street and in prison. In order to bolster their membership, the Mongols began recruiting members from Sorrento, street gangs, including the Avenues and 18th Street, that did this during the 1990s. Although many of these newly recruited members did not own a motorcycle, which is in breach of the Mongols' bylaws, the club relaxed their standards in order to match the rival Angels in numbers.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Some East LA gang veterans joined the Mongols Enforcer Squad and began wearing an ELA Enforcer patch.
Nice.
January 2004, a group of Mongols took part in a narcotics transaction with members of the Bassett Grande street gang at a motel room in Arcadia, purchasing a wholesale quantity of meth to sell on the retail market.
I bet.
Afterwards, the bikers were invited by the Grande gang to attend a party in the same motel room.
Fantastic. One of the Mongols there, a former member of the 18th Street gang, he was recognized as a former Sereno who had been marked for death and placed on the Mexican Mafia's green list. Green light list. Yeah, he's been greenlit, which is circulated throughout the county jails and state prisons in Southern Cal for breaking the Sereno Code of Conduct.
Oh, no.
Guess what happened to him? Murdered. And another Mongol was seriously wounded in a melee, while 2 other bikers ran from the scene.
They said, these Mexicans are crazy.
Right. The 2 Mongols who fled were subsequently punished by the club for cowardice. Oh. On the 10th of January 2004, a Mongols member from San Jose, a Norteño area, he was shot and killed after a confrontation with members of the Sangre Sereno gang in the parking lot of a motel in Rosemead.
Fuck with the Mexican Mafia, bro. In the aftermath of the shooting, a suspect was detained at the L.A. County Sheriff's Department by deputies who also seized drugs and equipment from a meth lab being operated by the Sangre gang in the whole room at the motel.
Oh, wow.
Due to the Mongols' increasing presence in the drug market, the Mexican Mafia requested payment from the club.
Ooh.
March 2004.
They didn't request.
Right. March 2004, Mexican Mafia shot callers sent out the message that the Serenos had sustained over $20,000 in loss of revenue and personal damages, and ordered the Mongols to pay for the lost revenue, threatening to put the club's members on the green light list.
Ooh.
They're going to get murdered if they don't pay up. You guys are taking our business now. Can't be selling meth, dude.
Damn. That very following month, Mongols responded that they would refuse to pay extortion money to Laime, causing a war which resulted in casualties on each side. The conflict between the Mongols and the Mexican Mafia was ultimately resolved, and the gangs, they continued to cooperate in drug trafficking. Well, if you guys are interested in the Mexican Mafia, we have an episode on the old Laime.
We sure do.
Check it out.
They got so many rules to join.
A lot of rules.
All right. Let's close out California by looking at some violent incidents. March 16th, other than murder, clearly. March 16th, 2002, a group of between 70 and 100 Mongol bikers attended the Ultimate Athlete 2, The Gathering, which was an MMA event at the Morongo Casino in Cabazon, where Mongols member Rick Bad Boy Slayton, he was fighting Leonid, the Russian assassin Pavlushkin.
Okay.
When Pavlushkin complained of suffering an illegal blow from Slayton, Mongols members in the arena began throwing beer cans into the ring.
Oh.
A mass brawl then broke out outside the ring after members of the audience began throwing trash back at the bikers, resulting in at least one person being stabbed.
Oh, son of a bitch.
The melee was eventually quelled when the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, they showed up in riot gear, some armed with M16s, and they stormed the arena. They said, this is enough.
Nice. They're like, we get to use the M16s. They're like, no, we're just going to have them.
Just got to show them.
February 2007, Mongols members assaulted several nightclub patrons in a nightclub parking lot in downtown San Jose. A man stabbed in the arm after he confronted a Mongol over a bicycle that had been kicked over. And other club goers who attempted to assist the victim were punched, kicked, and spat on.
Oh, poor guys.
Don't spit. You can punch and kick me, but don't spit on me.
I guess we're not ending it with violent incidents because we're ending it. Well, I don't know if we are, actually. We're going to move on to Operation Black Rain. It was an operation by the ATF in 2008 to stop alleged criminal activity within the Mongols.
Okay.
October 21st, 2008, 38 members, including Doc Cavazos, were taken into federal custody after 4 ATF agents infiltrated the group for a second time. Jeez, these guys are dumb.
I don't know.
And they all became full patch members.
Oh, wow.
110 arrest warrants, 160 search warrants. They were all issued in California, Ohio, Colorado, Nevada, Washington, and Oregon.
Okay.
Jeez, guys.
Fantastic. October 23, which is a good movie. You guys should check it out. October 23, 2008. United States District Court Judge Florence Marie Cooper. What?
There's a movie called October 23rd.
There is.
Okay.
It granted an injunction that prohibits club members, their family members, and associates from wearing, licensing, selling, or distributing the logo, which typically depicts the profile of a Mongolian warrior wearing sunglasses, because according to the Popo, they use the logo and the names as an identity and as a form of intimidation to fulfill their goals. Prosecutors requested the injunction after authorities arrested dozens of Mongols under racketeering indictments. The club president, Ruben Cavazos, and others pled guilty to racketeering charges. And Cavazos was sentenced to serve 14 years. But he was voted out of the club by its members on the 30th of August, 2008. Yeah, isn't there a rule? You can't get convicted of any crimes or something like that?
They voted him out before his sentencing.
Oh, well.
That happened in October 2008. And he was voted out in August, probably because... why are the Hells Angels allowed to sell their merchandise with trademarks and shit, but these guys aren't? The hell's up with that? Well, there was something called the Lancaster event that happened as well. July 2009, a planned weekend meeting in Lancaster, California, which was expected to draw 800 Mongols and their families.
Damn.
It was blocked after city officials shut down and fenced off the hotel they had booked for the event, which coincided with the Celebrate Downtown Lancaster Festival.
Oh, bullshit.
The mayor had previously threatened to shut down the hotel over unpaid taxes if the agreement to host the Mongols was not canceled.
Oh, man. An attorney for the Mongols said he planned to sue the city and the mayor, potentially for civil rights violations, after previously threatening to sue the hotel for breach of contract, should they comply with the mayor's demands. Mayor R. Rex Paris said he wants to keep the Mongols out because they're engaged in domestic terrorism and they kill our children.
It's a pretty good reason.
The television show America's Most Wanted had exclusive access to the operation and broadcast behind-the-scenes footage of many of the rest.
Oh, damn, look at that.
Oh, John Walsh, right?
Maybe. Killing of Officer Sean Diamond.
Damn it, Sean.
October 28, 2014 in San Gabriel, California. Mongols member David Martinez allegedly shot and killed Pomona SWAT officer Sean Diamond. He was shot in the back of the base of his neck with a shotgun during the service of a search warrant. Martinez shot Diamond after the officer turned away from the doorway following the breaching procedure. Officer Diamond died the following morning, October 29th, at the Huntington Memorial Hospital.
All right.
Damn. Back of the neck with a shotgun.
Judge M.L. Villar, at the preliminary hearing, added a special gang allegation to the capital murder charges after the prosecution connected him to a Mongols chapter in Montebello. A mistrial was declared at Martinez's initial trial, which began in 2019. While Martinez was found not guilty of first-degree murder, the mistrial occurred due to a hung jury for all the charges. Martinez faces the death penalty if convicted in a future trial for the killing of Officer Diamond.
All right, so he's still waiting trial for that one, huh? All right, let's take a look at Colorado.
Not much there, right?
4 chapters have been founded in Colorado.
Fantastic.
All right, let's take a look at Florida. The Mongols have several chapters in Florida, including the Tampa Bay area. All right, let's take a look at Nevada.
All right.
I guess, huh? Well, the Mongols, they have 5 chapters here in Nevada. Tensions between the Mongols and the Angels increased as the Mongols expanded into the Angels' home territory of Northern California.
Right.
2002, members of the Mongols and the Angels had a confrontation at the Haraz Laughlin Casino in Laughlin, Nevada that left 3 bikers dead. I believe we covered that already.
Mongo Anthony Bronson Barrera, 43, stabbed to death. 2 Angels, Jeremy Bell, 27, and Robert Tumulty, 50, they were shot to death. February 23rd, 2007, Angel member James Hannigan and Rodney Cox were sentenced 2 years in prison for their respective roles in the incident. Cox and Hannigan were captured on a videotape confronting Mongols inside the very casino.
Oh. December 20th, 2008, a group of Mongols arrived at a Las Vegas chapel for the wedding of a fellow member, only to find a local chapter of the Hells Angels there finishing a ceremony of their own.
Oh, wow. Quinkadink.
Right. According to local news outlet KTNV, Channel 13. Hey, welcome back to the news. This is KTNV, Channel 13. The Hells Angels, they attacked the Mongols members, sending 3 to the hospital, 2 of whom suffered from stab wounds.
Oh, wow.
No arrests were made, and local authorities report that they are looking for suspects involved in the attack.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
Take a look at Oklahoma. Oklahoma is home to 5 Mongol chapters. The club is involved in the retail level distribution of meth and Mexican-produced marijuana.
Ugh.
This is in the Oklahoma City and Tulsa. 19th of May, year 2000, raids were carried out on Mongols clubhouses in Oklahoma, California, and Georgia, following a 2.5-year undercover investigation of the club by the ATF agent William Queen, who infiltrated the Mongols, as we said earlier.
Oh, one member, Richard Dieter Sr., he was arrested by Tulsa police in Owasso on charges of possession of meth, possession of a firearm, in the commission of a felony, and possession of marijuana. Three-state operation involved approximately 300 agents from the ATF and led to arrests of more than 30 Mongols nationally.
Fantastic.
Plus the seizure of over 70 illegal firearms.
All right.
17 stolen motorcycles.
All right.
2 kilos of coke. 27,000 in cash, like we said. According to ATF resident agent in charge of Oklahoma, Jeff Cochran, evidence was found at the Mongols Oklahoma clubhouse that could link the club to the conspiracy of an overall criminal enterprise.
You dumpkers. Did you have that shit written down in a book like Gotti?
Right.
Take a look at Oregon. The Mongols established chapters in Oregon in 2007 and 2008. Astonishing authorities who described it as a breach of motorcycle club code of conduct and who expected a turf war with rival motorcycle clubs to result. The club has 6 chapters in the state, so nothing happened. They're just...
Yeah.
Take a look at Texas. The Mongols claim 11 chapters in Texas.
All right.
Good for them.
That's it, huh?
Wow. I feel like we're not being told some things.
All right. Texas and some states keeping their shit a little private.
Right. I mean, there's 11 chapters in Texas and not one story.
Right. Well, that's it for the Mongols. That was short and sweet for those guys.
Yeah, sweet and short.
So I guess next month we'll take a look at the Outlaws.
Another one short and sweet.
That'll be short and sweet for these guys too.
Oh, they got one in Detroit. Nice.
This criminal one in the United States is a little longer. But yeah, we'll probably still be an episode on the Outlaws, and then we'll move to somebody else, probably. Who knows? But yeah, next week, though, we'll be back with the final chapter of Mr. Wyatt Earp's long and great life story. Whatever. We'll be looking at his final years where he goes to California, helps out on some movie sets, and tries his hand at some mining in Alaska. And basically ends his life as a little miner trying to strike it rich. Because, of course, somehow these guys can never get money and keep it. So,
weird.
Yeah, so we'll be back then. So make sure you're subscribing, liking, sharing with your friends, all that good stuff. We'll be back next week for Wyatt Earp's Last Ride. We'll see you then. We're the Month of Michiganders.
Bang, dang.